Alright, we're doing Struts 2002 Buick Rendezvous. First, you're gonna have to pop this off. This is the windshield wiper bar. You just stick a screwdriver in between these two things and pop it right off. Let me show you. This will be up like this. You just take a screwdriver, stick it in between here, and just pop it off. That way, it gives you access to these bolts back here. There's 3 of them. There's one there, there's one back there, and there's one back there. Otherwise, you can't get your arm in there. So then you take this and you move it out of the way. That way you can get access and get your hand back there without this bar being all in your way. They take 15mm to unscrew it. You'll be able to get it on there. If you got a ratchet wrench, it's nice. Then you can just do it with these. Otherwise, it'll take you forever with a wrench. It's not necessary to have a ratchet wrench, but definitely helps out a lot. Do those bolts there. Always want to leave that bolt on there, that nut. I mean, just enough. So then you come down to here. And you got these 2 bolts on the knuckle. Right there. And right there. What you do is you use a 13/16. These things, these bolts, they have grooves on them, if you can see that. These grooves right here. Why is this so blurry? There we go. They have these grooves that go into here, and it makes it to where it sticks in there, so you don't even need to put a wrench or anything on the back of that. You just use the socket and it doesn't spin. And you're gonna have to get a sledgehammer and bang these bolts out. And once you do that, this thing's gonna be, it's all loose and it's ready to come out. You're gonna want to grab it, get that bolt, get this nut right here, and when you get them all off and you got that last one right there, you just want to loosen it with your hand and grab it at the same time, so that way it doesn't fall down. Let me see if I can get that going for you. Take your hand, you want to go under here though and grab it. That way you can unloosen it. And it just pops right out and you're all done. To reinstall it, you just reverse the process, stick the strut back up in there, tighten the nuts on the bolts. Again, there's 3 of them. There's one right there. There's one back there. And there's 3 total. Reinstall this. windshield wiper bar. You just push it up right here, and it just clicks back in on that little pivot. And then you tighten the two nuts and them two bolts that I showed you earlier down on the bottom of the strut to the knuckle, and that's it. Throw your tire around, and that's all you gotta do. On the passenger side, it's a little more difficult. You just have to take off this fuse box, these 4 bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pop those off, this whole fuse box comes out, and it's just on this little plastic clamp underneath here connected to the windshield washer fluid reservoir. And then the bolts are back there. It gives you room once you take this off. There's not much room to do any of this stuff. I don't know why they built this car this way, but you can see back there. Let me get a shot. There we go. The nuts back there. There's another one. There's 3 back there. Very hard to see. One there, and one all the way in the back. But you got to take this fuse box off in order to get to them, because otherwise you're not going to have any room for your hands unless you got really tiny hands. And that was the only way I found to be able to get back there. And once you take this fuse box off, it's pretty easy after that, so you shouldn't have a problem. And then again, you just take the 2 nuts and bolts off that are on the knuckle, and it just pops right off, and slide it in and reverse the process, and you're good to go. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified when I upload new videos, and we'll see you on the next one.